And now, News 2 Sports Overtime.
High school soccer state championships, who took home the trophies, and who was left sitting in the rain? Literally, that's coming up next.
And senior day at the Point concludes with a storybook-ending CFC walk-off winners. Highlights of the Instant Classic coming up next.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brianne Welch alongside Logan Reaver, and you're watching News 2 Sports Overtime. We were chock full of state championships, playoff games this weekend, and they did not disappoint, not in the least.
No, they did not, and we hope you're having a nice time sitting here comfortable on your couch this Sunday evening, because for others, they were forced to, well, go against their mom's advice and stay out in the pouring rain for hours on end, and that is our leadoff.
The leadoff is sponsored by Universal Marble.
Saturday night at the water park sounds fun, right? I mean, fun for the whole family, you could say. Well, not when you're actually trying to win a state championship. The Wando boys embarked on a journey in the slosh against J.O. Man that we will remember for a long time. And the everlasting memory you'll jump back to is just how hard it was to net a goal. Early chances that could not be cashed in by both sides, really. But first, you see the Warriors unable to get the corner to convert, and then almost a chance here with Gage Rothamel. He works it into the box until he tumbles, and J.O. goalie is going to gather it there. And in the second half, here comes Splash Mountain. Tons and tons of rain pouring down as the two teams originally try to play through it until 20 minutes left in the game when the refs suspend play with a weather delay. Unintentional wrap there. They sat cold for an hour and 20 minutes until they started play again, and while the rain is still coming down, but hey, they had to get this one in. Same could be said for a goal. It goes to overtime with still no score until the third overtime session. Golden goal when Bennett Schlipp breaks through with the ultimate goal to give Wando the gold. From way out, and the celebration is on disbelief as the Warriors storm the field in a goal that will live on repeat for the rest of their lives. Fans will frame those ponchos as well. Instant classic at Irmo, and for the third straight year, Wando is your 5A state champs. How about Oceanside boys in search of the same in the 2A class? The Landshark faithful traveling well. Tyler Bosolowitz about to break the turbo button on his Xbox controller. He's flying downfield and cashes home the beauty. Then the fiery reaction right after. And you could tell from the start, they just wanted this one more. It held at 1-0 until Philip Seagold all alone. And check out the silky move, the fake, and has time to parallel park on Easy Street. That sealed it for OCA for the first time. They're state champs.
It's a hard work. That's the result of hard work. So we put the work in, we get the positive results. It is very special. Winning, it's already special. Winning in a special way, it's even better. So congratulations to the boys.
The Wando girls, like the boys, taking on JL Man for the 5A state title. The difference in this game is this highlight reel. SportsCenter top 10 worthy bomb of a kick from Erica Manfrey. She couldn't even believe it went in. We couldn't believe it went in. The only goal of the game, Wando held scoreless. They fall in the state title 1-0. The OCA girls team had the same stage as the boys and the same matchup, 2A state title against Southside. Just before halftime, off the shot that hits the top of the post, like a good neighbor, Ellie Smith is there to give OCA the 1-0 lead. But the second half, polar opposite. 5 Southside goals paved the way to defeating OCA. Southside takes the trophy 5-1. The Bishop England girls trying for a 3A state title. In the 10th minute, Lauren Berrigan, methodical with the touch, pinpoint lasers one in. 29th minute now on the penalty kick. Kelly Drummond serving up the ultimate consequence. BE takes it 4-1. They are your state champions.
We were determined we were going to make sure that once we got here that we took care of business. So I'm only graduating 3 seniors out of this, and I've got a JV team that I think only lost one game. So yeah, we have more coming.
Porter Goud hosting Pinewood Prep for the Skis, a 3A state title at home here in Charleston. The Lady Cyclones took a 1-0 lead into halftime, and in the second half looked out onto it, but just wide. So it's a 1-goal difference, but that was more than enough for Katie Van Kirk. The tremendous save here. She was phenomenal in this game. Same score, under 12 minutes left to play when Evan Gilbert flies past the Pinewood defense, and she nets one home. What a shot. Look at this one, seals the deal. The girls know it's in hand now, but this one was just for good old-fashioned, clean, fun. Got to get it in there. In extra time, Mari Gillum works the goalie. She's going to put one in as well. As you check out the celebration, hugs all the way around, of course. This group closes in on a second straight title. Pinewood trying to at least leave with the pride of a goal here at the end, but Van Kirk, she wanted to seal that shutout. Crazy sequence as they get in the box, and then everybody gonna slip and fall. But when they do get back up, guess who's there? It's lovely diving save from Van Kirk, and that keeps the goose egg. Not long after, the ref blows the final whistle. The girls are gonna storm the field. Porter Gaud back to back. Skeeza 3A champs with their 3-0 win over Pinewood.
Impressive there. Bishop England baseball in the 3A state championship. Game 1 up in Crescent as BE found themselves down by 1 heading into the 7th inning, but they come up bigger than a stomach after Golden Corral. They go for 2 runs with their backs against the wall and take the 3-2 win and eventually hold on as they take the 2 in that inning, and they're now 1 win away from a state title. And who will try to close it out? None other than Clemson Tiger to beat Jeffrey Gilbert, who will take the mound. The most dominant pitcher here in the Low Country. Maybe you could say the same for the state, as he could conclude his historic high school career with a 3rd straight championship and a storybook ending. All of it will go down at BE on Tuesday. The 3 remaining Low Country softball squads, all 3 of them, well, they came up short. Ashley Ridge gets blanked by Lexington, while Colleton County falls to Hartsville, and the 2-time defending champs are no more. The Hanahan Hawks will not retake the crown this year as Battery Creek ends their run. And news tonight from Porter Gaud football head coach Rick Reitz. He'll be leaving the school after this season. Reitz will conclude his time at PG following this season in order to take on the role of offensive coordinator at James Island Charter High School starting next season. In 10 seasons with the school, Reitz compiled a 71-47 record with 2 Skeeza state championship appearances.
A dramatic senior day walk-off that you are not going to want to miss, plus a big weekend for the Gamecocks. That and more coming up right after the break.
And now the OT Spotlight, sponsored by Big Bear Roofing.
Turkey season may be over here in South Carolina, but there are plenty of tips you can carry with you into the next season. Check out some that I learned turkey hunting here in the Low Country.
Use 2 outdoors, hunt, hook, and cook. Sponsored by Somerville Ford.
Today on Hunt, Hook, and Cook, we're going to talk about turkey hunting. It's one of the most exciting hunts you can go on, whether you get one or you just get them gobbling at you or whatever is happening. It's an exciting thing to be on. Now, how exactly do you get that to happen? No one has the exact answer, but we do have some tips. Let's start with the literal basics of turkey hunting. You have got to have your hunting license and turkey tags. Every state is different on their laws, so visit SCDNR for that. Then, once you have your license, you're in the woods, you're quiet, it's settled. That's when the calling starts. That's the fun part.
Calls, you know, guys do all kinds of different calling, diaphragm calling, slate calls, box calls. I choose to use a slate call or modified slate call. My buddy Johnny Tanner out in Hemingway makes these beautiful calls out of beautiful wood that he finds in the rivers along Lynch's River.
Now, what you hope when you start calling is that you'll hear gobbles and the birds clucking, and that is when you get your heart racing. If the birds aren't coming into you, though, there's a somewhat newer tactic to turkey hunting, at least commercially. It's called scoot and shoot.
And they work perfectly. I'm telling you, this is a must if you're going to get out and do any turkey hunting. But I tell you, late in the season, it really is a great necessity to have.
That fan really helps, and it's amazing because turkeys have phenomenal eyesight, so the fact that you can even sneak up on one is remarkable. Oh, and don't forget about the decoys. You set those up to lure in the turkeys so they think they're around you.
Hen decoys, you know, we set this up first thing in the morning, along with a Jake decoy. You know, late in the season, if I had a full strut Tom decoy, I'd probably just put that out right now. But these are both great decoys that work together.
Turkey season is at the end of spring, beginning of summer, so it's most of the time pretty warm, and to be prepared, you also need a few other essentials.
And of course, we've got the mosquitoes and the no-see-ums down here. We've got a great Thermacell, some bug screen, 100% natural. Works great on the no-see-ums and mosquitoes as well, but you can get out there and in the middle of having birds come in, if you're sitting there swapping at mosquitoes, it doesn't work well.
We'll actually show you what went on in our hunt the last week of the season. I may or may not have gotten tricked by our own decoys. We'll get to that, but we'll see you next week.
Who tricked you? Somebody tricked you? Decoys tricked her. Mother's Day, Senior Day, all sorts of festivities at the Point for CFC. A special day symbolized by the game that will long be remembered by the leaving class. All 11 seniors honored with their numbers behind home plate. We pick it up in the 5th. Cougars leading 4-3 as this pitch gets by Danny Wondrak as the runner on second. He's going to try his luck and book it home as the play at the plate and the ump, well, he's going to call him safe. And if you want to take another look, fans weren't happy. Dupree Hart's mom actually yelled, quote, "Well, that ruined my day, and nobody should ever ruin a woman's Mother's Day. You know that, ump." Tie game nonetheless. Fast forward to the 8th inning. CFC up 6-5. Richard Miller gets into one that finds the gap in right center, and 2 Towson runs are going to come in to score as they grab the lead for the moment, but just the first in a long line of clutch hits. But before we show that, gotta show some more of the bat. Same inning after the pitch. Check out Danny Wondrak. He holds on. He's gonna get Towson in a pickle, but the toss to third to him, it's actually going to get away, and like that, it's another Towson run. Now it's 8-6 after the error there, but in the bottom half of the 8th, base is juiced for Danny Wondrak, and he's going to hit a high chopper, and it's going to take longer than a 2 a.m. Taco Bell line to find a Towson mid. 2 Cougars come in to score, and it's tied at 8. Towson would get a sacrifice fly to grab a 9-8 lead in the 9th, but with their backs up against the wall in the bottom of the 9th, freshman Tanner Steffi, in a day defined by the upperclassmen, it's the underclassman who comes up huge. Chris Graham scores. We're tied at 9. And that would end up setting the table for one Luke Manzo, the highlight maker and senior. Runners on first and second, lays down the sacrifice bunt, and the throw to third's going to get away. Pinch runner McClendon Sears hesitates at first, but everyone is like, "Go, bro!" He heads home without a problem, and that is your ball game. Luke Manzo, walk-off hero. He talked about the special moment after.
I mean, I knew that the coaches kind of have confidence in me to get that down, so I mean, I just had to stick with it, and even if it wasn't going to be perfect, I just had to get it down, and I guess it went kind of to him, and then he tried to make a great play, and it just didn't work out.
How about that Gatorade bath? Ever had anything like that before in your life?
Oh yeah, that was exciting. That was exciting.
Any sort of resentment for the guys that put it on? I think it was Danny that put it on you?
Oh yeah. No, I'm pretty mad about that, but now we got a downpour, so I was probably getting wet anyways.
Here's something we haven't heard yet this season. Gamecocks trying to get a sweep today, taking on Kentucky on Mother's Day. Carolina trailing 3-1 in the 5th inning when Ryan Shin annihilates one to left as he cruises into second. That gives the Wildcats a 3-run lead. Then in the 6th inning, they add to it. Carolina gets their first series win of the year. However, it's not the sweep. They fall 6-2 today. Jacob Hennessy on the mound for Clemson and Raleigh, taking on NC State, and the start was not great for him. He gives up 3 in the 1st inning. As the last you see here, it's a wild pitch. Tigers would close the gap in the 2nd with a Justin Hawkins RBI, but that is as close as they can get. They fall today 8-3. We showed you the ideal way CFC seniors had their senior day. Well, for the Citadel, it was about the opposite as they get swept by ETSU with the final loss today coming with a 9-0 loss in 8 innings because of the rain. CSU all over Upstate yesterday, not once but twice with a 9-4 win in Game 1, and the same in Game 2 with a 12-4 outcome thanks to home runs from Javon Martin and Ryan Stoudemire.
And you know, if you're one of those people who develops a severe case of FOMO and feel like you're missing out on everything and you want to go to the Battery game last night, well, don't worry, you're in the clear. No goals, a 0-0 draw with St. Louis. We've still got more to come on News 2 Sports Overtime. The Panthers moving forward with that whole 2 states, 1 team plan.
Plus, we are closer and closer to the USGA Women's Open, an interview with one of the competitors coming up after the break.
Now, Carolina Connection, sponsored by Preferred Home Services.
This week, just a day after Carolina Panthers owner David Tepper said they'd like to move the team's practice facility to South Carolina, on Friday, the South Carolina Senate put the ball in motion in an attempt to make it a reality. The Senate has agreed to provide $120 million in tax breaks to the Carolina Panthers to move that practice facility and team headquarters out of North Carolina and into the area of Rock Hill. It resulted in a 27-15 vote as the bill is enthusiastically backed by Governor Henry McMaster. The bill would exempt the Panthers from paying state income taxes for players, coaches, and other employees for 15 years, as long as they use the money to build their new complex near Rock Hill.
The countdown is on until the USGA Women's Open comes to the Country Club of Charleston. We're less than 18 days until the action gets started, and golfer Shannon Johnson joined our Olivia Parsons in studio this morning in anticipation of the big tournament.
Yeah, this will be my first professional event. I never went pro out of college, so being able to qualify and get straight in the championship, after winning the Mid-Am was an amazing experience and kind of a dream come true to be able to play.
You've gotten out there and practiced a little bit. What's this course like comparable to other courses?
Yeah, it's going to stack up really well. I think, after watching plenty of U.S. Opens in the past, I think just tee to green, it's a fairly easy golf course. You don't have to navigate a whole lot. But really, it's all the approach shots into the green that are going to prove, the best players and the best putters are going to rise to the top of that leaderboard really, really fast.
So how do you think this course is going to play out for some of the best in the world?
They'll, if the better, longer hitters are going to have a pretty good advantage, I think, tee to green. But after that, it's the short game that's going to come out. So they'll get these greens running really fast, like they normally do for a USGA championship. And once they do that, the better putters and the better short game is that's probably going to be the winner of the tournament.
What are you looking forward to most this year?
I think just, for me, this being in the preferred, my first professional event, but also, being the best, the biggest tournament that the women get to play in all year.
Right.
I'm just going to try to enjoy every moment of it. And, this may be my only one that I get to play in ever. So I'm just going to take every day and soak up every minute and enjoy it.
Mother's Day baseball in the MLB, the Braves trying to take the series from Arizona on the road. They're up 1-0 in the third. Johan Camargo rips one to right. 2 runs are going to score on that one, and the Braves take a 3-0 lead. Let's go to the fourth. The Diamondbacks coming back. Adam Jones gets every bit of that ball. It's way out of left field. Just like that, it's a 1-run ball game. Jump ahead to the 7th. Sean Newcomb loaded the bases. Winkler comes in, bases juice. Wilmer Flores to right, but Nick Markakis with the game-saving catch. That's why he's an all-star. Braves take the series with the 5-3 win. After the win, catcher Tyler Flowers talked about just how crucial Markakis' catch and right was.
I thought there was no chance off the bat. I was kicking myself pretty hard right when he hit it. Man, that guy's he just gets it done, He knows the times to go for it like that. He knows the times not to. How many times does he come up with big hit or big at bat after big at bat? He's a great example for everybody, young or old. He works hard every day. He's quiet and just competes.
It's time for us to take a break, but when we come back, our gem of the week, Popeye's best friend. Find out who we're talking about coming up next. And a happy Mother's Day, of course, to all the moms out there as you take a look at my gorgeous mom, Heidi. That was right around graduation time a couple of years back. Can't get enough of that stuff. Black and white always makes everything a little bit better. That's the case.
It does. Happy Mother's Day. And here's a happy Mother's Day to my mom. That is taken way farther back than graduation.
Really? No,
just
I
a
figured,
little bit in
was
my
this
cute
before,
outfit.
Yeah, no, was this before or after you decided to sailing lessons?
I took sailing shortly after that, and the style improvised or brought that along.
Right.
Okay. All right. Happy Mother's Day.
And now, OT's The Talker, sponsored by Bojangles.
And quickly before we leave you, of course, the Bishop England boys, the baseball team, of course, they are playing for the state title on Tuesday. They have the chance to win it all. Then we've got the NBA Conference Finals, some crazy endings tonight.
Yeah, no, of course. Endings. And also, hockey playoffs, Hurricanes trying to come back in that series. We'll see how they do coming up here on Tuesday.
Exactly. Thank you so much for watching us. We will be right back here next week. Have a great week.